It was raining lightly. The kind of rain that blurs the edges of the world. And makes everything feel softer. Emma stood at the station. Her coat wrapped tightly around her. Fingers clenching the strap of her bag. She could see the train approaching in the distance. Its lights cutting through the gray drizzle. Her heart felt heavy. Weighed down by 1,000 unsaid words. She had met Alex 3 years ago. On a day just like this. A rainy afternoon. Coffee in hand. A spilled book. And suddenly, their lives intertwined. He had been everything. Her laughter on the darkest days. Her shoulder when the world seemed too heavy. And now, as she waited for him, she felt the bitter taste of inevitability. Alex appeared from the crowd. Slightly out of breath. Hair damp from the rain. His eyes found hers immediately. And for a moment, the noise of the station disappeared. There was a softness in his gaze. The kind that made Emma remember. All the quiet moments they had shared. The late-night drives. The stolen glances. The whispered promises in the dark. "Emma," he said. Voice low, almost a whisper. Against the backdrop of the bustling station. "You came." She smiled, but it was fragile. "I couldn't stay away." They didn't hug. Not yet. It was too much, too final. Too laden with unspoken words. Instead, they just stood there. Inches apart. Letting the rain fall around them. Letting the silence speak louder than any confession ever could. Alex shifted his weight. Then took a step closer. "I don't want to say goodbye," he admitted. His voice breaking slightly. "But I have to. This move. It's not just about me, Emma. It's everything." Emma swallowed. Tears threatening to spill. She wanted to scream. To tell him that nothing mattered if he wasn't there. But the words wouldn't come. Instead, she reached up. And brushed a wet strand of hair from his forehead. Her fingers lingered. And she felt the warmth of his skin. The pulse of his heart. Steady yet uncertain. "I know," she whispered. "I know you have to go. I hate that it's like this." They had spent countless nights planning a future together. Talking about dreams and possibilities. Believing that love was enough to conquer everything. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Opportunities came knocking in ways they couldn't ignore. And now the cruel irony of timing had placed them on opposite sides of the world. The train was almost there. The sound of its arrival made their hearts race. Time was slipping through their fingers. Each second heavier than the last. Alex took her hands in his. "I want to remember this, us, like this. Before everything changes." Emma nodded, unable to speak. She closed her eyes for a moment. Letting the memories of their laughter. Their arguments. Their kisses. Flood her mind. And then, he leaned in. The kiss was soft, lingering. A desperate plea to hold on to something that was about to be lost. It wasn't hurried or careless. It was the kind of kiss that leaves imprints on your soul. The kind that stays long after the lips part. Emma's hands found their way around his neck. Pulling him closer. As if distance and time could be fooled by the intensity of that moment. When they finally broke apart. Rain dripping from their hair and clothes. Neither spoke immediately. Words felt inadequate, clumsy, trivial. Compared to the weight of what had just passed between them. Alex held her face in his hands. Thumb brushing her cheek. "I'll never forget you, Emma. Not for a single day. Promise me you'll be okay." "I will," she said, forcing a smile, though her heart ached in ways she couldn't name. You be happy too. He nodded, finally stepping back. The train was at the platform now. Doors sliding open with a hiss. He looked at her one last time. His eyes glistening. His expression torn between love and farewell. I'll write. I'll call. You'll do everything, she interrupted. Her voice trembling. But you have to go now. He swallowed, nodded. And with a deep breath, turned toward the train. The doors began to close. And Emma's chest tightened. She wanted to run to him. To hold him one last time. But she stayed rooted to the spot. The kiss they had shared had said everything that words never could. The train moved slowly at first. Then faster. Pulling him away from her. Away from everything familiar. Emma stood there. Rain soaking her coat. Heart shattered but strangely full. The memory of that kiss would be hers forever. A bittersweet reminder that love doesn't always mean holding on. It sometimes means letting go. As the train disappeared into the distance, Emma whispered into the empty station. Goodbye, Alex. I love you. And somewhere, in the moving train, Alex whispered back, almost to himself. I love you too, always. The rain continued to fall. Gentle and relentless. Washing away the tears but never the memories. Emma turned, walking slowly away from the platform. Carrying the ache of love and loss. But also the quiet strength that comes from having loved so deeply. Somewhere between the first drop of rain and the last train whistle, they had shared something eternal. A kiss before goodbye. A moment that neither time nor distance could ever erase. Emma knew life would go on. She would move. She would breathe. She would learn to live again. But that kiss, that single perfect moment of connection, would forever remind her of what love truly felt like. Raw, beautiful, and unafraid of the inevitable ending. And in that bittersweet ache, she found a strange comfort. Because even though they were apart, even though the future was uncertain, that kiss had given them something no goodbye could take. A memory, pure and unforgettable, that would keep them alive. In each other's hearts, forever.